Cristobal was asked about the quarterback room. And I thought, I don't know if this was deliberate on his part. It definitely sounded deliberate because he was pretty clear on with Cam Ward being the constant. Cam is performing like the starting quarterback at the University of Miami. We know who the starter is going to be this year, but we've talked so much on Locked On Canes about who's going to win that backup job. And is there any separation between Reese Poffenbarger, who transferred in from Albany and has practiced very well, Emory Williams, who's practiced very well, especially since, his arm, he had a compound fracture a few months ago. I know it was the non-throwing arm, but that's still something he's been recovering from, and that was a significant injury. And Jacurri Brown, who I've definitely seen moments and flashes from in practice. He's definitely improving, right? I mean, based on, the portions of practice that we've been able to watch, we being the media, with Cam Ward clearly being the best guy, I feel like Reese Poffenbarger has probably looked like the number 2, and then it's harder to tell, is there separation between Emory and Jacurri? But then I thought last week was probably Emory Williams' best week in practice, and he's starting to look really good. So you guys tell me if you're hearing the same thing, right? When Mario Cristobal today was talking about, the 3 guys battling to be the backup, Williams, Poffenbarger, Brown, it sounded to me like one guy in his mind may be behind the other 2.
Well, I think both Emory and Reese have really done a good job of staying on those heels of Cam. Cam is obviously taking the ones reps, and he deserves it. He's earned that. And then both Emory and Reese are kind of right after that. And then you see a lot of really good things from Jacurri and Judd Anderson, and the limited reps he gets. You see a guy that's going to also be a really good player down the line. So it's a crowded room, but a good room and a talented one, and we haven't had that yet. So the most important thing is that they approach every day with a good attitude, and then they're ready to compete and see how it all shakes out at the end of spring ball.
How hard is keeping that room together with the talent that's there, and how important is that too?
I say it's less difficult than having it empty. Rather have it this way. And then honestly, I think it's the best way for college football going forward anyways. I think you pack up each room with the highest level talent you can, so therefore, feelings, moodiness, playing time, wants and needs are all settled on the field, and it's very much a business-like approach when it comes to playing time. You certainly stay the course of tremendous mentorship and guidance, coaching, teaching, instructing, but you've got to put yourself in a position to help the team win.
Now, I kept that clip a little long because I did think the back half was important for context and important for Mario kind of talking about like, hey, yeah, there's a lot of guys in this room competing. The possibility was brought up in the question raised to him about keeping the room together, meaning is one of these guys going to transfer. I thought that second half was important to keep in there. Most of the meat, though, was in the front half of that quote from Cristobal, because he clearly, the way he answered that question about, the quarterbacks competing, he definitely put Reese Poffenbarger and Emory Williams in a category above Jacurri Brown. And again, when I talk about having seen good things from really all of them, including Jacurri in practice, you guys have to keep in mind, out there as a member of the media, we're only watching individual drills and some 7-on-7s. We're not watching the 11-on-11s and a lot of, the real meat and potatoes that goes into practice. We're not going to see some of that stuff until the spring game. So it does make me wonder, in Mario Cristobal's eyes, are Poffenbarger and Emory clearly ahead of Jacurri Brown right now? And then I understand where a lot of you are reading into this, because I had the same thought myself. Is there any hint in there that maybe Brown could be the most likely guy to leave in the transfer portal when that opens up on April 15th, right? And I don't want to lose any of these guys, but the reason why I kept that Mario Cristobal soundbite long and I kept the back half of it in there was he was basically, in an indirect way, asked that question about how you keep this room together. And, he mentioned, I'd rather have this problem than the issue that Miami had last year at quarterback was, you had an experienced but human roller coaster in Tyler Van Dyke, and then you had a very inexperienced Jacurri and a completely inexperienced at the time Emory Williams coming in as a true freshman last year, and that was it. 3 guys on scholarship last year. Miami now has right now 5 quarterbacks on scholarship. 4 of those have started at least 2 games at the college level, with Emory Williams being the guy with only 2. Cam Ward has 4 full years of starts under his belt. Poffenbarger has 2 years of starts under his belt. Jacurri, I think, has 4 or 5 starts under his belt over 2 seasons. Emory Williams has the 2 starts over 1 season. Judd Anderson is the rookie. So like the quarterback room has pulled a complete 180, and I get it. The idea of keeping all 5 around actually into fall is going to be tough, because you see it all around the country, my friends. All around the country, players, regardless of position, are moving around, transferring, because it's so easy to do that now, and because they want to play. And the quarterback position, you can literally only have one guy on the field at a time. So I wonder if that might be a hint of things to come a couple weeks from now